Alright, so I did Dream Friends by Byun, author and illustrator. So it starts out with just these 2 pages, and they're just kind of neutral with a lot of swirls in them, kind of just to represent, you know, her dream world that she's in. And then the cover page, I saw that it's kind of like supposed to be like Goodnight Moon, and it's red at night, so they include like the moon. So then we go to this page, or these 2 pages, and it includes a diagonal staircase, just kind of showing how this is like her dream place, and like how she's going up and exploring. And it uses a lot of neutral, like toned down but colorful, like pastels, kind of to represent again her dream world with like a moon and like a planet in the back. So a lot of colors being used here to represent that it's her imagination. And then we get to see her imaginary friend on the next 2 pages, and they make it super big. Yu does, and he uses a lot of, or she uses a lot of curved lines and like friendly things, like friendly looking objects like butterflies, flowers, kind of just to make it be like it's obviously nice and not like threatening. And then again, she uses a lot of bright colors, flowers, like curvy lines, just to show it's her imagination. Then we go on and we learn more about their like travels and what they do for fun. Again, lots of bright colors to show that it's like friendly, inviting. Just no sharp lines, really curvy, just yeah. And then we go to this page, and although it's like darker colors, we still have plenty of light in there, because I know it said on the Molly Bang thing that like dark colors are like scary, and even when it's at night, there's still, you can see what's all going on, so there's no reason to be scared. Same with these 2 pages, although it's nighttime, they still use bright colors and you can still see everything. Again, curved lines to show that the dog or the imaginary friend isn't threatening. Same thing, they kind of break up the attention here onto 4 main parts. Again, just showing their little adventures together. Still bright colors, like fun little patterns, just to show, you know, happiness and just that she's getting along. And then it goes to the real world, and the colors are dulled down, still bright because it's a children's book, but the colors aren't as vibrant. The lines are straighter, there's no like curly cues, you know. Here again, she's by herself, still straight lines, duller colors. She kind of tries to go back to her imagination, so here's where we got back to the bright, vibrant colors, the curved lines, you know. Again, it's split up into different sections, so it's not like the whole page. There's no one center of attention. It's broken up into 4 or 5 things. This page, we go back to the real world. So duller colors again, straight lines. It's just kind of, the picture's different to be able to easily distinguish from the imagination and the real world for her. Then here we go back to nighttime, but we can still see everything. Lots of different little exciting lines going in all different directions, curvy lines, just again to represent imagination, fun. This page, the same thing, divided into multiple parts. Here's where we see the difference in the contrast between the real world and her imagination. So here's a good picture where we can see not a lot of color, straight lines, nothing exciting going on, versus the rest of the page where there's color everywhere, a bunch of different lines, and there's just a lot more activity. Then we go again to this page, real world, same thing, straight lines, not too many colors. It just kind of makes it seem like not as fun and not as engaging, I guess. But here, when she meets her friend, we get an increase of the fun, colorful lines, swirly again. Everything's not a straight line. And the lines really add to the movement of the picture too, so it makes it look like they're moving and like dancing. And here it goes back to kind of just it's starting to get more colorful over here. But this is kind of shows the transition, these 2 pages, to like, it's getting to kind of where her imagination was. She's having fun, like in her head. These 2 pages really show now how she's still, like, it's almost like her imagination. Like, she has all of her friends, the super bright colors, the curly, the birds, the flowers, you know, just a lot of color and a lot of things going on. The lines kind of, up here, move your direction of your eye, so you kind of have to look at the whole 2-page, the bleed. And so then here again we see how it's nighttime, but it's still, we can still see everything, so there's no fear element here. Again, that's shown here too with, you know, still we got a lot of color going on, so yeah. And they're going to bed. Like I said, this is intended to be read before kids go to sleep, so I think it kind of, the picture helps to settle them down, because if you notice, like in the next page especially, it's dark, and I think this is just like representing, and you see the moon and you see everything. It's just like a good end to, like, here's the dark colors, now it's time for bed, there's the moon with all the curly fun colors. It just gets them ready to like dream. And yeah, and so that's the book. It uses a lot of different principles.